So when looking for articles for your career investigation, you want to try to find news articles. You can also look for internet articles, but news articles are probably going to be a little more timely. I would search for things like advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons, um, or something more specific, reasons to be a realtor or, whatever. So here I've typed in pros and cons of physician career. You may have to throw the word career in there. Like, for instance, when I'm recording this, there's a lot of COVID stuff going on. So if you search for teaching, everything is about teaching during COVID. We're not necessarily looking for that. So you may need to make sure your articles are relevant. Not all of these are relevant at all. Like the how and why you should freeze your eggs has absolutely nothing to do with this. But as you scroll through these, and you may have to go a few pages through, and you may have to skim several articles to find something useful. So here's pros and cons of technology in healthcare. That's not healthcare careers. Here, what 7 doctors love and hate about their jobs. That would definitely fit this category. So I'm going to click on this one, and you're going to want to make sure that you have the print-friendly PDF Google Chrome extension installed. It'll be a green little printer. So be sure that you install that Chrome extension. It's just going to make it so much easier because you want to keep a copy of your article, and you're going to turn in a copy of the article to me as well. You're going to keep a copy of your article, and this cleans it up. It gets rid of all this junk up here and any like extra pictures and ads and stuff like that. So you can, first off, you're going to want to sort of skim the article, skim and scan, like we say. So look through, look at the heading, look at the date. This is 2 years old. That's probably okay. Doctor jobs haven't changed a ton. You can see that they um, asked a couple of different doctors. So you can see we've got different doctors represented here. Um, it's sort of done in an interview style. So they ask the question, ask what they are, and ask them what they like. So that's easy to read. And then I can look through here and just kind of look for keywords like insurance battles, medicines of business. This is actually a really good article. Honored to meet people. So once you get an article that you've kind of skimmed and scanned and you're like, okay, yeah, this is one that I definitely want to read in depth and do an article review on, then you're going to go ahead and click here on your print friendly. And when you do, it's going to open it up in this nice little box, which is really great. It puts the internet address here and the title. It's going to have your author. And then notice how when I hover over things, I get a big yellow box and a trash can. So be careful because if you get that trash can and you click, you'll delete stuff. So what it does is it tries to get rid of all that extra stuff. And it did a pretty good job on this one, actually. Um, yeah, I did a very good job. I could get rid of like this line that says get weekly expert at advice, if I wanted to. But anyway, so you can get rid of any extra stuff that happens to be on there that's not relevant to your topic. Um, and then you're going to save this out as a PDF. Now, if you were in the lab, I would have you to print it as well, just so you have a paper copy. If you're not a paper copy, write and highlight kind of person, that's not absolutely necessary, but you do want to save a PDF of it. Also, if the font is like really big, you can go here and change the size of the text and it would like make it fit better. So like if you were trying to make it fit on 2 pages and I go here, I don't know how big this one will be, but when I click on download after I clicked PDF, it's going to have me name it. And then if I come down, I can't see that far on my window right now, but somewhere down here, I should be able to click on it. Okay, so like this is 5 pages long. So this is a pretty long article because of the way it's set up. And there's just like a little bit of stuff there on the end. So let's say that I want to make that not be so long. I'm just going to close out of it and go through this process again. I'm going to hit X. And then here, maybe I'll do 80%. And that's going to take care of that. I could even make the picture smaller. You could go here and choose like a different size for the picture. Well, I guess this one's already got it scaled down a bit. But anyway, or I could go ahead and get rid of this. Like I really don't necessarily need this business.com part. All right, so now I'll try it again, and then maybe hopefully it'll be 4 pages instead of 5. Again, if you're not printing it, it doesn't really 100% matter. I'll save over the old one there, and we'll take a look at it. All right, there we go. Now it's 4 pages. So that fits a little bit more easily on the page. Okay, and then you would have this PDF. So if you're on a Chromebook, of course, it should save onto your downloads folder in your Chromebook, but you might want to put it on your Google Drive and then read it. You want to read it in detail to be able to do an article review on this article. again, you're looking for, we don't want every single piece of information in an article summary. Most of the time, if someone gives you a summary of an article, they want to know what you learned from the article and why they should go read the article. So they don't need to know every single thing about the article. Um, but they need to understand who's writing the article and why they're an expert. So why do we care what this person has to say, especially if it's an opinion piece? Because if they're not even in that job and they're writing about a job, they're not really that relevant, right? So we need to think about that sort of thing. And then what facts are we learning? So if you were considering a job as a doctor, what's information from this that's key? So we don't really care that this guy's an allergist in Atlanta, Georgia, but we do care about what the positives and negatives of the job are. Since they're interviewed 4 different people, I would probably have a separate paragraph for each of those people, or and you could do it differently. You could have basically a paragraph that addresses the pros and then a different paragraph that addresses the cons, and you sort of cluster all the people together. That's going to require a little bit more planning, though, to do it that way. So, anyway, that's basically a rundown on how to use that print friendly. Notice it's just a lot easier to read than the other view. Just be sure you save a PDF copy of your articles, because sometimes they only let you look at articles so many times, and then like you get so many free ones and that's it. So you might not be able to go back to the article later on. So it's really important to get those copies of the articles and hang on to those so you have them for later on as well.